Hello students, welcome to the new lecture, and in this lecture we are going to discuss about the new topic, that is soil microorganisms. So anyway, I have not given the notes for this, so I will give notes for this also. So later on you can copy this notes. So soil microorganisms or soil fertility. Okay. So what is meant by soil fertility? Soil fertility means if the soil, okay, so if the soil contains the necessary nutrients, okay, if the soil contains all necessary nutrients, that is known as soil fertility. Example, if you see the soil should contain calcium, magnesium, and should contain phosphorus, potassium, sulfur, okay, and nitrogen, and so on. These all are present in the soil. It is known as fertility. It is known as soil fertile. So fertile soil. Okay, so fertile soil is good for the plants. Okay, the plants can grow better. Plants will grow better in case of fertile soil. What happens if the soil is not fertile? If the soil is not fertile, the plants cannot grow properly. So if the plants cannot grow properly, they cannot give proper food material. So every time, this is only the reason the farmers will make sure that the fields are proper fertilized, or the field is going to have whether the soil is fertile or not. Okay, so all the time the farmers are going to make sure and their lands are fertile. It means agricultural lands are fertile. So what happens if the land is not fertile? If the soil is not fertile, so then the soil is not suitable for the agriculture. Okay, less amount of agricultural products will come. So this is only the reason. This is only the reason the soil should be fertile. Okay. So here the soil microorganisms are there. What is meant by soil microorganisms? Soil. Okay, the soil microorganisms. Soil microorganisms are nothing but these are microorganisms. They are going to help. They are going to help the soil to increase fertility. Okay, to increase fertility. So this is the main important thing. So what is meant by soil microorganisms? Soil microorganisms are the microorganisms. They are useful for the increasing fertility of the soil. Okay. So example, nostoc, anabina. These are the microorganisms. So these microorganisms are present in the soil, and they feed on the waste materials which is present in the soil, and they increase the soil fertility. Okay. So this is most important. So what is meant by soil fertility? Presence of nutrients, required nutrients in the soil for the plant growth and development, that is known as soil fertility. So example, some bacteria are there in the soil. Example, nostoc and anabina. They are going to increase the fertility of the soil. Okay. Next one is the nitrogen fixation. So in the nitrogen fixation, there is small activity, that is activity 5. We have to observe this, we have to do this activity. So first, what is this activity is about? Go to the field, go to the nearest field, and see if there is a grown plants or not. So if there is grown plants, okay, so Sanjay Reddy, when you will give the notes? So I will give the notes by day after tomorrow. Okay, so in the day after tomorrow I will give the notes just as it is. You can copy from the class. Okay, if after the class is over, you can play the class again, and you can copy the notes on day after tomorrow. Okay, so just now today, just listen the important concept. Okay, after listening the concept, you will come to know the one idea about what the concepts are saying about. Okay. So next, the nitrogen fixation. In the nitrogen fixation, that is about observation of root nodules. So if you go to the field, this is a groundnut plant. Okay, let us say this is a groundnut plant. The leaves are present in this way. Okay. So the groundnut plant will have the roots. Okay, these are the roots. So if you see here, okay, the roots are going to have small nodules. Okay, see here the roots. Okay, the roots are going to have some small nodules are present. So what are these small, tiny, round nodule-like structures? What are these structures? These structures are known as root nodules. Okay, so they are present in the legume family. It means the plants belonging to the legumes, they are going to have this family. Example, The groundnut also will have the nodules. They are nothing but groundnut nodules. These nodules are known. These nodules are having a pink color fluid that is known as leg hemoglobin. So if you crush the nodule, what you will get? You will get a pink color fluid. Okay, you will get a pink color fluid from the nodule. Okay, this pink color fluid which is coming from the nodule, it is known as leg hemoglobin. Okay, leg hemoglobin. Why? Because it is going to look like hemoglobin, but it is not hemoglobin. Okay, so this is a fluid that is present in the root nodules. Along here you can see in the root nodules you can see a bacteria. That bacteria is known as rhizobium bacteria. So what this bacteria is going to do, why it has to live inside the nodules of the groundnut, there is one relation. That relation is known as symbiotic relationship. Okay, what is symbiotic relationship? Here the both host, okay, plus bacteria or pathogen, host plus here the other microorganism or other microorganism. Okay, both are being benefited. Okay, so host and parasite both are getting benefited. That is known as symbiosis. So if the two partners are benefited, that is known as symbiosis. What is the first partner? Here is a plant is the first partner. Second partner is a microorganism. So that microorganism is known as, okay, so leguminous is nothing but it is a plant. Okay, so the group of plants belonging to that leguminaceae is known as legumes. Okay, so the host and also microorganisms. These microorganisms are involved in the production of some kind of ammonia. Okay, that is nothing but nitrogenous compound is produced. Here the host is providing food and water. Okay, host is providing food, water, okay, and also shelter. Shelter is provided to the microorganisms, and in return this microorganism is providing nutrients. Okay, microorganism is going to provide nutrients. Example, ammonia compounds, like you can see the nitrogen, usable form of nitrogen is provided by the bacteria to the plant. It means here the plant is getting benefited and microorganism is also getting benefited. So such kind of if both partners are benefited, that is known as symbiosis. Okay, this is about activity 5. So next is, what is BT? What is BT? Bacillus thuringiensis. So before discussing about it, nitrogen fixation. What is nitrogen fixation? The fixing of atmospheric nitrogen gas into the soil by the microorganisms, that is known as nitrogen fixation. So here the plants cannot use direct nitrogen gas. Okay, about 78% of the nitrogen is present in the atmosphere. So this huge amount of nitrogen gas is not suitable for the plants, and nitrogen gas has to be converted into ammonia, okay, or usable form of the nitrogen. How it will be converted? It will be converted by lightning, means by thunderbolts, and can be converted by the microorganisms. By this way, nitrogen can be converted into usable form of the nitrogen. Hence, now these plants are going to utilize the nitrogen gas. Okay, by this way the plants use nitrogen gas. So microorganisms are going to are utilized for the fixing of atmospheric nitrogen. Okay, so next is what is BT? BT is nothing but Bacillus thuringiensis. So Bacillus thuringiensis is a microorganism. This microorganism like BT, it is going to release a toxin. Okay, it is going to release a toxin. This toxin is known as BT toxin, and when the BT toxin are eaten by the worms, okay, by worms, so which is present on the plants, this worms will get killed. It means in case of worms, this BT toxin is deadly, and hence these worms, this BT toxin is used against the worms. How they are going to use? It means here from the microorganism they are going to take a gene, means a sequence of the DNA. See here, this is the DNA. Here the sequence is in this way. So this sequence is taken and the sequence is inserted into the plant DNA. Okay, inserted into the plant DNA. So here will be inserted. It means from now what is happening? this plant is capable of producing Bt toxins. Okay, now the plant is going to produce Bt toxins. Why? Because here the plant has received a DNA responsible for the production of Bt toxin. Now the plant can produce Bt toxin. So this toxin, when it is eaten by the worms, so these worms will die. It means here the plants are protecting themselves by using, okay, this such kind of gene. Okay, so that is known as Bt toxins. Okay, so here you can see the pits. This is about Bt toxin. What are the disadvantages? So disadvantages is due to the using of such kind of artificial gene transfer method. So what is happening? Some kind of problems are arising. It means if the Bt cotton is used, here the Bt cotton is producing less amount of yield, and also the quality is very compromised. The quality is not good. Cotton quality is not good, and so on. It means there are some problems in production of Bt in production of Bt plants. Okay. So Bt brinjal also, it has many defects. Why? Because they have used the artificial genes are used. It means gene transfer mechanism is used. Okay. So next is activity 6. This activity 6 is about to understand what is biodegradable. Okay. What is biodegradable and non-biodegradable. Okay. What is non-biodegradable? Non-biodegradable means any substance that cannot be degraded by the microorganisms is known as non-biodegradable. If any substance is broken down or decomposed by the microorganisms, it is known as biodegradable. Okay. So for example, if you see a plant, if there is a small activity, in this activity, so make a one pit. Okay, this is second pit. So in this first pit, we have to put plants. Okay, plant material like fruit peels, vegetable peels, and chapati or rice, etc. So in the second pit, put plastic. Okay, plastic covers. Okay, glass. Okay, and so on. So and cover the both pits and come after 1 week and observe. So what you can see? You can see the plant materials like fruit peels, vegetable peels, rice, chapati. So they will get disappeared. It means they will get mixed into the soil. And if you uncover the second pit which contain the plastic covers, glass, and also some other materials, so they will not get decomposed. They will stay as it is. Why? Because they are non-biodegradable. It means the microorganisms cannot degrade the plastic covers, glass materials, and so on. While here the parts the plant materials can be easily degraded. Okay, so it can be easily degraded by these materials like plant materials. So this is the difference between biodegradable and also non-biodegradable. Okay. So next is, this is about compost pit. Compost pit is nothing but a small pit is dug, and inside it some biodegradable material is placed, and this biodegradable materials can be converted into useful components. That useful components is utilized by the plants so that they can grow better. Okay. Next one is harmful microorganisms. What is meant by harmful microorganisms? These are the microorganisms. They are not good for the human beings. It means they are going to cause diseases in human beings and also animals. So such kind of organisms, whether it may be microorganism, whether it may be flies or anything, so they are known as harmful organisms. If they are microorganisms, you can call them as harmful microorganisms because they are going to cause diseases in human beings. Okay. So here the female anopheles mosquito. Here the mosquito is not going to cause the dengue fever or you can say some kind of diseases. Okay. So they are not going to cause. Okay. Malaria is also not caused. So what is causing? The parasite. Okay. Malarial parasite. Malarial parasite is going to cause malaria. How this malarial parasite is brought into your body? By a organism known as mosquito. Okay. So mosquito is going to bring the diseases like malarial parasites and so on. Different types of diseases is brought by the these organisms like mosquitoes. Okay, this is female anopheles mosquito. It is going to bring such kind of malarial parasites. Okay. So here is a small table given. So this table is describing about the disease causing microorganisms in human beings. So this is activity 7. So in this activity 7, we have to go to the PHC, nearest PHC, means primary health care centers. It is a government hospital. So in the government hospital, consult a doctor or meet any health worker and ask them what are the different types of the diseases are being caused to the human beings. So and know the information about what they say. Okay, and what are the diseases caused by the microorganisms, what are the diseases caused by the viruses, so bacteria, fungi, etc. So know about those diseases and also ask the treatment, how they are going to treat the diseases, whether they are going to give the vaccines, whether they are going to give the medicines, or whether they are going to give some kind of medicines or tablets and so on. So ask them how they are going to prevent disease and how they are going to cure the diseases. Ask them about it. Okay. So they may say these diseases which are seen in this table. Name of the disease like tuberculosis, chickenpox, measles, mumps, polio, and so on. So here you can see the tuberculosis. It is a bacteria. It means the people who got the tuberculosis, the people who get the tuberculosis. So what is going to have? They are going to have some kind of disease known as coughing. They will get a cough a lot, and here this disease is caused by the bacteria. Bacteria is going to cause a disease known as tuberculosis. The mode of transmission is air. So example, vaccines, and also vaccine is used. BCG vaccine is used, and also avoid using infected personal materials and so on. So these are the preventive measures. Next is chickenpox. Chickenpox is caused by the virus known as chickenpox virus. Okay, it is going to mode of transmission is through air, and this is the vaccination is varicella and so on. So next is measles. It is going to cause viruses and so on. These are the different types of the microorganisms, different types of the diseases and so on. So cholera, like cholera, typhoid caused by the bacteria and so on. So these are the diseases, and these are the preventive measures that you can see. Okay, and I hope this lecture is helpful to you, and if you have any doubts or questions, and post it in the comment section or live chat section so that we can discuss about it. Okay, and we will